Hi friends, welcome back to day 3 of module 3, our online learning. This week we are trying to combine RL 1.3, which says we can identify characters, settings, and major events in stories, with 1.9, which says we can compare and contrast until that means tell how they're similar and different, right? Compare and contrast the adventures of the characters we're reading about. So we read about the good egg, we read about our friend Jabari on the diving board, and today we're going to read about Yoon. We are going to read the story, My Name Is Yoon, okay? So as we read about Yoon, I want you to think about the events. Think about the mini lesson you just watched, how we can look at a story and tell what happens in the beginning, middle, and end. Remember, we're going to talk about the major events, and sharp readers can not only identify the events, but can also tell us how they affect our character, how they affect or change our main character, okay? So I want you to enjoy My Name Is Yoon. And when we're all done with this story, and this is a scholastic story by Helen Rekorvitz, and when we're finished, you're going to go into Seesaw and see if you can do some work with the major events in Yoon's story and how they affect or change her. It's okay if you have to watch this video again, watch the story again to get a better idea, but I hope you enjoy this book as much as I do. I love this story and I'm excited to read it with you now. My Name is Yoon, written by Helen Rekorvitz, pictures by Gabby Swiatkowska. My name is Yoon. My name is Yoon. I came here from Korea, a country far away. It was not long after we settled in that my father called me to his side. Soon you will go to your new school. You must learn to print your name in English, he said. Here, this is how it looks. Y-O-O-N. I wrinkled my nose. I did not like Yoon, lines, circles, each standing alone. My name looks happy in Korean, I said. The symbols dance together. And in Korean, my name means shining wisdom. I like the Korean way better. Well, you must learn to write it this way. Remember, even when you write in English, it still means shining wisdom. I did not want to learn the new way. I wanted to go back home to Korea. I did not like America. Everything was different here. But my father handed me a pencil and his eyes said, "Do as I say." He showed me how to print every letter in the English alphabet. So I practiced. And my father was very pleased. "Look," he called to my mother. "See how well our little Yoon does." "Yes," she said. "She will be a wonderful student." I wrinkled my nose. Now, Yoon wrinkles her nose, and she says she likes the way it looks in Korean. So I'm wondering how Yoon feels in this first event when she finds out she's going to a new school. My first day at school, I sat quietly at my desk while the teacher talked about cat. She wrote cat on the chalkboard. She read a story about cat. I did not know what her words meant, but I knew what the picture said. She sang a song about cat. It was a pretty song, and I tried to sing the words too. Later, she gave me a paper with my name on it. Name Yoon, she said, and she pointed to the empty lines underneath. I did not want to write Yoon. I wrote C-A-T instead. I wrote C-A-T on every line. I wanted to be C-A-T, cat. I wanted to hide in a corner. My mother would find me and cuddle up close to me. I would close my eyes and meow quietly. The teacher looked at my paper. She shook her head and she frowned. "So you are Cat?" she asked. The ponytail girl sitting beside me giggled. After school, I said to my father, "We should go back to Korea. It is better there." "Do not talk like that," he said. "America is your home now." I sat by the window and watched a little robin hop, hop in the yard. He is all alone too, I thought. He has no friends. No one likes him. Then I had a very good idea. If I draw a picture for the teacher, then maybe she will like me. It was the best bird I had ever drawn. "Look, Father," I said proudly. "Oh, this makes me happy," he said. "Now do this." And he showed me how to print bird underneath the picture. The next day at school, the teacher handed me another Yoon paper to print. But I did not want to print Yoon. I wrote bird instead. I wrote B-I-R-D, bird, on every line. I wanted to be bird. I wanted to fly. Fly back to Korea. I would fly to my nest and I would tuck my head underneath my little brown wing. The teacher looked at my paper. Again, she shook her head. "So, you are bird?" she asked. Then I showed her my special robin drawing. I patted my red dress and then I patted the red robin. I lowered my head and peeked up at her. The teacher smiled. "How was school today, my daughter?" my mother asked. "I think the teacher likes me a little," I said. "Well, that is good," my mother said. "Yes, but at my school in Korea, I was my teacher's favorite. I had many friends. Here, I am alone." "You must be patient with everyone, including yourself," my mother said. "You will be a fine student, and you will make many new friends here." Look at Yoon's body language. And let's look back at what she said. "At my school in Korea, I was my teacher's favorite. I had many friends. Here I am alone." I'm wondering how she's feeling. The next day at recess, I stood near the fence by myself. I watched the ponytail girl sitting on the swing. She watched me, too. And suddenly she jumped off the swing and ran over to me. She had a package in her hand. The wrapper said, CUPCAKE. She opened it and gave me one. She giggled and I giggled too. When we were back in school, the teacher gave us more printing papers. I did not want to write Yoon. I wrote CUPCAKE, cupcake, instead. Is this a major event in the story? I'm wondering. Yoon's facial expression looks a bit different here. I wanted to be Cupcake. The children would clap their hands when they saw me. They would be excited. "Cupcake!" they would say. "Here is Cupcake." She's thinking about it. Look. The teacher looked at my paper. "And today you are Cupcake?" she said. She smiled a very big smile. Her eyes said, "I like this girl Yoon." After school, I told my mother about my ponytail friend. I sang a new song for my father. I sang in English. "You make us so proud, little Yoon," my mother said. Maybe America will be a good home, I thought. Maybe different is good too. The next day at school, I could hardly wait to print. And this time I wrote Y-O-O-N Yoon on every line. And when my teacher looked at my paper, she gave me a big hug. Aha! You are Yoon, she said. Yes, I am Yoon. I write my name in English now, but it still means shining wisdom.